Okay, hello everyone. Previously we discussed about data, strings, and lists, dictionaries, tuples. So now we are going to talk about loops. Um, a for loop acts as an iterator in Python. It goes through items that are in a sequence or any other iterable item. Objects that we have learned about that we can iterate over include like strings, lists, tuples, and even built-in iterable for dictionaries such as keys or values. We have already seen we have already seen the for statement a little bit in past lectures, but now let's formalize our understanding. Here's a general format for a loop in Python. So for item in object statement to do stuff. So this is a general format. We're gonna see this in detail. The variable name used for this item is completely up to a coder. So item is completely up to the coder. We can name it any way we like. So use your best judgment for choosing a name that makes sense, and you will be able to understand when revisiting your code. The item name can then be referenced inside your loop. For example, if you want to use if statement to perform checks. Let's go ahead and work through several examples of for loops using variety of data objects. So let's see, this is the first example. First comment this one, the remaining part. Okay, so now we are defining here we are defining lists in which we have you know integers, 10 integers, and now we want to print them. Now this is again arbitrary, we can choose the way we want. So for num in list, print num. So it's gonna go in the list 1 and then pick 1 and then come up again and then 2 and then 3 and then 4 and something like that. So it will keep printing every item, every integer in this list. So let's check. So it's going to print 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. This is pretty simple as compared to other languages, because in other language we have to uh, you know place, okay, this is the list and we're gonna print variable of, and we name we address that thing in our list. For example, if it would be C, it will be like something like that. For, okay, integer I equals to 1, I'm going to initialize it, I less than 10, and then I plus plus, and that's that should be included in this small brackets, and then like this, and I'm gonna say uh, print something like that, or see out, particularly uh, list 1 item I. So this is the usual format in C++, and you can see it's there are too many things in it. So first I have to define the integer, and then it's less than 10. So in this case it's equal to less than or equal to 10, then I plus plus, and then this keeps going on. But here it's automatic. So yeah, this is pretty handy. Okay, this is the first example. So let's go to the second example. All right. Um, so on t even numbers. Okay, so I think we need this one. So we can print only even numbers. So number, this percentage sign divide 2 equals to 0. It means if the remainder, if we divide 2, this percentage sign means we only need remainder. So equals to 0, then print num. So it's only going to print 2 4 6 8 10. So let's see, right? And we can also add some logic that print number, else print what should I say, else print odd number. So let's just comment it. So odd number 2, odd number 4, odd number this, something like that. So we can use num in Python, for loop in Python very easily as compared to C++. So again, this is another example we can. Okay, so another common idea during for loop is keeping some sort of running total tally during multiple loops. For example, let's create for loop that sums up the list. So list sum is equal to 0, we start a num in list 1, list sum is equal to list this number which is starting from 0 plus number. So this is 1 2 3, so print list sum, so you can see that 55. So by so this sum is starting from 0, so it is adding whatever the previous value and then adding number in it. So it's what is going on is like 10 plus 9 plus 8 plus 7 plus 6 plus 5 plus 4 and then so on, and the answer is 55. So it's pretty handy in this way. So this is one way to use for loop. Okay, so we have seen so far loops with lists. We can also use them for integers, for strings. So print letters. So you can see this is a string. So you can print completely a string as well. There is no restriction. And we can also print tuples. So it's very flexible. So tuple is just like we are defining something within these small brackets. If you want to check what is tuple, you can go on and watch my previous video on tuples. So 1 2 3 4 5, we have this print t in tuple, so we can print it like this. In example 6, we can define we can use put tuples in a list, and then we can we can do some amazing stuff. So let's just do it. I will show you in a minute. Okay, so this is unpacking and packing particularly. So list 2 2 4 6 8, so tuple in list 2 print tuple, so it will print this tuple. So this is the tuple. Now with unpacking, we can see that t1 and t2 in list 2, these are the tuples. So we can particularly address, okay, give me the tuple t1. So it's gonna t2 6 and 10. Pretty amazing, right? 2 6 10. So this is really cool. This is the power of Python. So we can access the item inside of item through unpacking. The reason that is important is because many objects will deliver their iterables through tuples. So let's start exploring iterating through dictionaries to explore this further. So we let's do this with dictionaries as also. Okay, so we define the dictionary key 1, item value 1, key 2, value 2, key 3, value 3. So item in D, print item. So it's gonna print key 1, key 2, key 3. These are the items. Okay, and these items have value. So this is we can only key. So how can we get the values or both the keys and values? So we're going to introduce 3 new dictionaries, that methods, which is keys, values and items. So here we have only printed items. In Python, each of these methods return a dictionary view object. It supports operations like membership, test and iteration, but its contents are not independent of the original dictionary. It is only a view. So let's see how it works. So first we create d.item. So this is really important. So first let me run it. So dictionary items 1 2 3. Now we can iterate them. So since items method support iteration, we can perform dictionary unpacking to support keys. So let's just run. So if I only need value, or let's see, let me uncomment it. So if I only need value, I can comment this one, and then I will only see the values. If I only need to see the keys, okay, I can comment this one, so it will only give me keys. So K and V. So this is really interesting in dictionary. We can express key and value in d.items. This is really interesting. This is the power of Python. So key 1 1, key 2 2, key 3 3. So if we want to obtain a true list of keys, values or key values tuples, you can cast the view object as simple like this: k1 k2 k3 dictionary dot items list dot keys, right? This dot keys. So t dot items present, so key 1 key 2 key 3. If you want only values, then obviously you can print okay, you can only okay, list, okay, d dot values. All right, so it will only present values. So you remember that these values can be unsorted, so you can always sort these values. So you can sort them by print sorted. So that's all about the for loops. Let's continue talking about while loops. These are also very important. So see you in the next lecture. Thank you.